Hey there, Calc 3 folks. I wanted to put together a quick little video for you, kind of highlighting some of the changes that are going to now have to happen this semester as we move into this online format for the remainder of the semester. Hopefully you've been getting my little emails along the way as I've been posting up some of these changes, but I did want to put together a quick little video for you and go through again a few things with you and remind you of where you can find this help and remind you of some of the expectations we still have this semester in terms of your final grade. Right. First of all, the rest of the semester is going to progress with really most of your direction coming from Blackboard, right? So you want to make sure that you are familiar with logging on to Blackboard. We've been working with Blackboard since the beginning of the semester, so that's not a big change. Keep in mind the web address is blackboard.lc.edu, right? Once you log into Blackboard, you will find your course down here, right? You click on Math 271, Section 60 is your course, right? And it will drop you into the notification page for the course where you will see my announcements, and I plan to try to communicate with you now a little bit more regularly through Blackboard. So you will see that these announcements on a pretty regular basis, and one of my expectations is that you check in on a daily basis, folks, for those announcements, so that you stay up to date in the course, right? I did send you out the other day some of the plan changes with a little letter to you folks. One of the big plans is we are going to move to an online format with respect to our tests. We have test 3 and 4 that remains, and then our final exam. And we are going to plan to take those in a take-home format, folks, and it will be in the honor system. Tests very similar to test 1 and 2, but I'm going to give you access to them here through Blackboard, folks. So that is one of the really big changes here this semester, but you can read through the rest of these, as well as I shared with you some expectations. You want to definitely read through what I still expect of you, and even some of the new expectations you might take note, right? So I'll leave you to read through that, but some of the places you're going to certainly get reference to here is these location. Let me first of all turn off edit mode. The course calendar, you're going to want to keep up with the course calendar, folks. You're going to want to stay on topic. You can see I did update this the first half of the semester. I think is kind of goes back and reviews over what happened before spring break, right? We did have the extended spring break, and now we see some of the changes reflected here. You can see here, certainly the calendar looks a lot different when compared to the beginning of the semester, right? We are going to have these exams that are going to be due digitally, right, on certain dates. I will release them to you in time to have these and have some time to work on these. I did try to leave some open times, folks, in your schedule so that you weren't necessarily accountable for some new material when you would be working on getting a test completed. But you are going to want to keep up with these dates. Notice we do start here on the 30th. This is now, I think, going to be tomorrow in the schedule. On Monday with section 16.1. Now, you can notice that is where we ended the semester, but I wanted to give you a bit of a break as we come back in to this, this online format for the remainder, and just go back and take some notes over section 16.1, right? As we jumped over here into 16.2. In a sense, I want to try to give you a complete set of understanding here, not kind of have it just that one section before the break. Give you a kind of a complete set here for chapter 16 and chapter 17, right, as we move forward. So keep up with this calendar, folks. I would expect you to be, have looked at and spent some time with 16.2 before Wednesday. I would expect you to have spent some time with some 16.3 and 16.4 material before next a week from this Monday, right, and so forth. This Wednesday, the 15th, being the last day where hopefully by then you will have spent your time studying through this chapter 16 material, right? Where if I give you a test, on this Tuesday, the 14th, you would be able to submit it digitally to me on the 21st, right? And I will go through all of the test submission process when that time comes. I have put it together for my college algebra students. I'm going to see how that flows before I really set into place a process for us. Some other changes we're going to want to take note of. Well, not really a big changes. You are going to want to refer back to your course content. I have prepped this up for the semester as we kind of progress throughout the semester. This is my first time building this on Blackboard, so I'm really keeping up with it week by week here. I haven't put together something on Blackboard for this course before this semester, but what we're currently getting into here's chapter 16 material. As we note, 16.1 and 16.2 is laid out here, right, with their check skills assessments. And again, notice what I do give you here is just some direction. Go into your book, section 16.1, study these pages, right? These topics is where you're going to find the focus, right? And I do try to give you some sections in those chapters that you want to pay attention to, some of the ideas. And then you want to make sure that you complete the check skills assessments that follow up with each of these sections on study. These are kind of, again, a way to keep you fresh and to gauge your understanding of the material, folks, and to have me hold you somewhat accountable for that as we progress here, folks. You will see some changes to these due dates. I will be a little bit more flexible here, trying to get some of this stuff done. But we don't want to put these things off for too long, folks. Keep that all in mind. I do have this built out through section 16.3, but certainly new things will be added as we go along here. And I'm going to do my best to keep these check skills assessments coming, but they are at the kind of lower end of the priority list now in terms of getting this done for the semester. So you might get a break there also, but no promises, right, at the current moment. You are going to want to make sure you keep up on the My Math Lab quizzes. Again, that's another way to test your skills and build in another part to the grade that isn't just dependent upon your tests. And you always want to just keep practicing. There are a couple of places to seek out practice, and I try to give you some direction there in the Blackboard, right? We are moving into a bit of an independent study or a bit of an online self-study here this semester, folks, where we are losing the class time, but I wanted to still give you an opportunity to meet as a class on a regular basis. So what you will notice that is new over here on the side panel, side menu, is the Collaborate schedule, folks. If you click into there, I do have some what we call Blackboard Collaborate times available for us to meet as a class, right? One of my expectations is that you kind of check in with me once a week, maybe through Blackboard Collaborate here, if you have the access, so that if you have any questions or concerns, we certainly have kind of what Blackboard Collaborate is a bit of a chat room where we can address those concerns, and it's a little easier to work with than just trying to work through email communications. You can note here I did set aside Monday and Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. That is the first hour of our typical class time, where I do have some Blackboard Collaborate access available through this link, folks. And I did put together a video that's specific to my college algebra students, but you folks, it can be used by you folks too, or you can watch it. It's very similar in terms of how you would go about accessing Blackboard Collaborate. And coming into one of these collaboration sessions where we're can spend some time going through your questions or concerns, right? Or perhaps presenting other material and whatnot. So I did set those up on a regular schedule here. My hope is not to change this too much, but if I do have to change things, I will try to announce it all through Blackboard. They are open 15 minutes before start time, and even though I have this time set aside specific to you folks, you are welcome to jump in really any class time and also these office hours. If I'm not too busy with students in my college algebra courses during these times, because I do have very few students in each of my classes, so I might have a time available where Nobody shows up for one of these times, and certainly I can work with a Calc 3 student at those times. So, checking in as you have some free time on these days and schedules wouldn't hurt if you are looking for help and you are struggling this semester, right, for the remainder of the semester. I do have to try to prioritize my time to the college algebra students during this time, or my calculus 2 students during this time. But, if no one's there, I certainly can use that time wisely with other classes. That's all underneath this Collaborate schedule board, our menu item here. I do post also a video in the course where you can go and watch how to actually log into all that and some of the features of Collaborate. This Collaborate Classroom was added. Right now, we're not going to use it, folks. So unless I reference to you this link specifically, don't worry about Collaborate Classroom. You are going to access Collaborate through the schedule links. If you go into Collaborate Schedule and click on this link here, it would take you right over into the Collaborate Classroom for this course. Now, it is going to tell you at the moment things are not running as a session. We wouldn't open up until 15 minutes before 5 o'clock. So tomorrow afternoon, evening. So that is another change. I did also lay out the course changes right here. You can read through that. All right, very similar to the announcement that I made earlier. And then the other big change is this YouTube video section, folks. One of the other ways I'm going to try to supplement class time with you is providing you with some lecture videos. And underneath this link, you will find those lecture videos and some course informational videos. This video here is going to be posted under this course informational videos, and if you actually click in there, you will see some course videos for just that introduction to Collaborate already available to you. So you can watch through that before the time to meet tomorrow if you're a little concerned about getting access to Collaborate and how that all works and what to expect. But if we go back here, the other things is, again, lecture videos, and you can see that I've also posted up a lecture video to you, already covering 16.1 material. I'm currently working on the notes for 16.2, putting that all together, and I should have that video up here also shortly, so we would have our a bit of our videos for the week. I am breaking it down or trying to be try not to present too much with any given video. They are running about 50 minutes a piece, but some of them may be a little shorter just depending on what topic we're looking at. And I will try to present them in a bit of a chronological order, folks, but they might deviate a little bit from the order presented in the book, so just take note. So that can all be found underneath the YouTube video sections, and I will try to also, like I said, announce these things through the announcements perhaps, so if you want to get a head start or a jump on things, that is all available to you. The other thing I've also been doing for my Calculus 2 folks is putting together some Mathematica demos. That's through the Wolfram Lab, Programming Lab. You can go, I do have a YouTube channel that I set up. If you went into that YouTube channel and looked at some of their videos, you'll see that I did have some Mathematica demos put together for them, and I might consider putting a couple of them together for us. It's a little bit more involved for some of these Calc 3 topics. It all just depends upon the time that I have. So, folks, keep in mind, though, that Wolfram Programming Lab, though, is out there and available to you as a bit of an aid. And once you get to learn it, it works a lot easier than Wolfram Alpha, folks. So I take note. I don't know if there's anything else I have to share with you, but I do plan to see hopefully a lot of you in the Collaborate session tomorrow afternoon as we kind of move forward in this online format. But I hope you're all safe and well out there. I know it's been a strange couple of 2 weeks, and things are a little different, and they're going to, I think, be a little different for a couple more weeks, if not a little longer. So let's just hang in there and do the best we can. I think we're all trying to do the best we can. I know this is not the easiest for anyone at the current moment. I'm trying to work with you folks as best I can to get you through the remainder of the semester. So hang in there. And communicate with me. That's some of the biggest thing is I've tried to establish some ways to certainly make sure that you're communicating with me, and we can work through these struggles that we're all dealing with. So with that said, I will go ahead and end this video, but I hope to see you in Collaborate, and I hope to get some new videos out to you on our lecture series here as we finish out the semester. All right, folks. Catch you then. Later.